Hey people, Injured here, 53 Faction War. This is my Garidisil, or however you say it, with Eldar versus Chaos Space Marines. For the blue Eldar team, SlowStrokeKing is a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that leaps into combat, some powerful disruption and support. Alongside a couple of Warp Spider Exarchs, this is Ang. And we have SoSkeptical. These guys teleport around, fighting in ranged combat by default, great for capping and harassing, some powerful control. Looks like Biltan here, and the Harlequins elite scheme for SoSkeptical. All three Eldar players out the gate with Howling Banshees. Red Chaos Fellas Mamba is a Plague Champion. Starts off with a damage over time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, some strong utility and support, can also repair. Death Guard elite scheme here. Alongside, Marz with a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero walking through objects that cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption fighting in melee. By default, we have the Word Bearers DLC, grabs the central VP there, rounding off the teams. Zulman with a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. There go the Doom Bolts. Looks like Zulman is looking after the natural victory point for the Chaos team towards the southeast. Oh, Ang's Warp Spider Exarch has gone down, trying to tie up those CSM, I guess. Banshee's backing away from the Heretics now. There's not a whole lot they can do here. They should just back away. They're going to get Doom Blasted and torn apart. Guardians could maybe pick off a few Heretic models. Oh, SlowStrokeKing loses their Banshees here in a fight with Heretics, I guess. Mamba loses the Heretics. They trade squads. The Heretics are cheaper, so that's a win for Mamba, I think. Both of them replaced the lost squads there. Plague Champion in melee with Guardians. Plague Champion is very, very poor in melee by default, so they can hang out in there for a while. Get away with 3 models. Oh, 2 models. CSM got a shot in with their power armored elbows. Some good disruption though from the Warlock. Gets a leap and then a special. Can maybe get a model here actually. Destructor flies in as a decent shot. Plague Champion continues to fire. But if they're lucky with their hits on the correct models, they could get a model off these guys. Should just get them out of here, I think. Mamba. Why keep them here? They're not fighting. I mean, they're allowing the Plague Champion to get shots in, I suppose. And there's some Nurgle worship. Mamba comes in with the Heretics in time to probably save them from dropping model, I think. Double CSM for Marz, double CSM for Zulman. So Mamba actually judged that well when the Heretics were coming in for the worship there. Got some Noise Marines up and SlowStroke with some Rangers. Ang with Guardian weapon team still being chased around. Might go down this Warlock. Overextended and the Warlock drops. SlowStrokeKing having a rough opening. Banshee sent in alone. I should note that this game was sent in with the descriptor of being a low level game, so those of you out there don't want to see a potentially lower level match, go watch another video. There's loads of them, but we'll give it a go. Heretics with an aspiring champion for Zulman just got consumed, one of them. Eternal War CSM shooting up a node. Meanwhile, still the Nurgle worship. These guys are healing up. Need to bring the Heretics up though. Double Rangers for SlowStroke. So we might see Mucus Discharge in response. Doom Bolts is pretty nasty against that Guardian weapon team. Maybe SoSkeptical's Warp Spider can get a revive over here on Ang. Banshee's in there with the Warshout, using the aspect of fleetness, but dealt with thanks to Boltify and Heretics. Shuriken now facing this way, but there's a grenade barrage from the Heretics. These are Marz with grenade launchers. Noise Marines coming in as well and almost finishing off that Shuriken cannon weapon platform team. They can grab that central VP now. Eldar need to stack up a bit on the mid, I think. Can't go in alone. Warp Spider Exarch of SoSkeptical just grabbing a wreck point. It's going to be tough. Oh, Ang's just repurchased, okay. I was going to say it's going to be tough to get to him in the mid with 2 players hanging around there. Double CSM of Marz with Noise Marines going for the power bash. This central natural power for the Eldar. Can they stop it? They do have a Shuriken in play. I think they can. Banshee's getting in, prompting the cacophony, which knocks them over, but also knocks over their allied units there. and they drop a model. Banshees continue their push. They should run away now. There's the war shout, and then they flee. That was decent. Warp Spider gets in to tie up the heretics. Heretics with grenade launchers, often underestimated in their damage output and their general usefulness. That disruption, the damage they can do in little bursts. Cool little squad, cool little upgrade. Ang's Warp Spider needs to be careful. Teleports away now. Shuriken is still in play. Can't suppress the Chaos Lord, but it'll take a lot of damage getting close to it if he gets fired upon. Need to focus him down. Makes it in. Gets a kill to weak, barely. And then runs. The Shuriken also gets away. Rangers, if they fight a little bit earlier before the retreat, they would have killed him. Retreating units take 75% less range damage, I believe it is. 425 to 457. Got a couple of gens down on the node now. Good little push from Marz, being backed up by Mamba, who's got a second CSM squad up. Is this them? No, they're coming up now. These guys don't have Eternal War, and the heretics are in their default state. Double Banshees getting in there. There's the cacophony again, this time from Mamba's Noise Marines, knocking down all nearby infantry. If they can be knocked down, that is. Rangers now starting to have an impact with those shots. Banshees get some good specials, but they don't follow it up. They retreat out there, misjudged by Mamba, who was that? By SlowStroke, I think. They should have stayed in. They just broke the line and they backed off. Could have got a model off those CSM, I believe. Eldar push through though, break out their power and get onto that central VP. Look at this. Contested power fully built up by Chaos. SlowStroke was the first to tier 2. SoSkeptical can go now with double rangers up themselves. Idle at the moment though around their base. 395 to 456. Banshees getting messed up. Looks like they're gonna make it. These guys do have their aspect of strength as well. No Eternal War for Marz either. Focusing power on the Noise Marines and those grenade launchers. Nothing yet for the Chaos Lord, but he's got a good chunk of XP already. Plague Champion's also level 3. Does have the Mucus Discharge, AoE heal. Helps him mitigate the Rangers' burst damage from range. Guardians getting wrecked. Rangers need to pick their targets well. They're going after the Noise Marines here. A decent target. Doombolt scares them off completely. Always need to try and shoot and move with your Rangers. Even if there isn't an immediate threat, get used to tearing them up and moving them between shots, because it's not like you can shoot immediately anyway. The long cooldown on their weapons. So shoot and move to a new location. You can avoid, help to avoid stuff that comes in. Like the Doombolts, for example. Plague Marines on the way for Zulman. Marz, the Chaos Lord, is capping mid. Meanwhile, Eldar have stolen this fully built up power here. They haven't noded it yet, but stealing it is a big get. Really big get. If you can steal a contested power that you didn't build, it's pretty awesome. Plague Champion might go down here. Heals into worship range, but gets knocked over. Banshees are so great at that, just chain knockback stuff. And they get it. They get him down. Shuriken just shutting down these fellas. They should have just maybe tried to walk into melee with the Banshees there. Doesn't slow down your melee attacks getting suppressed, although it does slow down your movement, so it slows down your ability to get into melee, so I guess it slows it down that way. Zulman getting some of his CSM chopped up. Might have lost a squad actually, maybe. Those guys might have just had an aspiring champion in there. Yeah, I think it was. Wow, Chaos Sorcerer got choke slammed by the Wraith Lord. What is this ranger doing? They're very strangely split up. Triple rangers for SoSkeptical. Quadruple rangers for SoSkeptical. Who needs tier 2 apparently? Here come dreadnoughts for both Mamba and Marz. Two of those Chaos Space Marine heroes down. Momentum may be starting to shift in tier 2. Eldar got there in good time, and they got a big old Wraith Lord up. No shoulder mounted weapon yet. No harm in waiting to see if you see a vehicle. And they're going to see some Chaos Dreadnoughts soon, so they might be glad that they didn't rush into a ranged weapon, into a Shuriken or something. They can get that shoulder mounted Bright Lance. Noise Marines. It's that Sonic Blaster. Disables a ranged attack, which is why those Guardians ran into melee there. Should have been liver to it though. Here come the Banshees. Plague Marines trying to get shots in. Their missiles struggle to hit and they meet another player, so they back off. They're heavily damaged, those Rangers. Not sure what they're going to be able to do. These Rangers are getting too close. Those Banshees, I should say. These Rangers are getting too close. Yeah, having to retreat. That was SlowStrokeKing. Got some Wraith Guard up for Ang. Big fight here. Marco Zinch, Chaos Dreadnought for Marz to fight the enemy Wraith Lord from range. SlowStroke just lost something, maybe Ang as well. Very, very messy fight as the Chaos team break out. And maybe, yeah, looks like they're going to try and get this power back. It was never noted, but they got a really good amount of power in from that point without having to spend anything on it. More Rangers, this time from SlowStroke. Quad Rangers for SoSkeptical, but no tier 2 apparently. Picking off Heretics pretty effectively. We have a shoulder-mounted Bright Lance indeed for that Wraith Lord. And there's those new Rangers. Anything for this Dreadnought? Nope, it's got the auto cannon. And Zulman with some Chaos Space Marines on the way. SlowStroke with yet more Rangers. They seem to have faith in these Rangers. We'll see. They can pick off some Marines from long range, weaken them. Grenade goes in. You need to run though, fellas. It's a good grenade. Another grenade goes in. Those guys did not run. Those were SoSkeptical's Guardians. Blastmaster doesn't get a clean shot on those Guardians. Wraith Lord getting into melee with the Dreadnought. Looks like that Bright Lance shoulder mounted was cancelled actually. 350 to 303 on the VPs. Wraith Lord in melee combat now with that Chaos Dreadnought, and it will win that fight because the Chaos Dreadnought does not have melee resistance without its melee loadout. Wraith Lord trying to chase it down. If it had the Bright Lance, that Dreadnought would be down by now. Not sure why it was cancelled. Needs one more hit. Heretics coming in to try and repair. There wasn't enough. Big smack. Does a lot of damage per hit, the Wraith Lord. Not quite as much DPS as a melee Dreadnought or Chaos Dreadnought, but huge damage per hit. Tier 3 for Marz. Tier 3 for Ang. Very late Tier 2 for SoSkeptical. Very skeptical of taking up, apparently. Warlock, no War Gear, gets away. Both the Warp Spider Exarchs are down. Looks like Ang was going for anti-grav grenade. Great control War Gear. Look at all the Rangers. Got 7 of them on the field, and the only thing Skeptical has are Rangers, which should help them manage their movement and stuff with nothing else to really worry about. Big shots going in on the Plague Champion. Then he runs away. Did he run? I think he ran. Got no indicator for him anymore. Eldar have the mid. They have a Bright Lance set up. Wraith Lord needs a little bit of repairs. Guardians are the repair unit for Eldar, so they get stuck in. Bunch of Rangers. Are they going to maybe put some pressure on this VP? Oh, it looks like SoSkeptical did try to. SlowStroke now goes tier 3. Any more War Gear we can spot? Nothing for the Chaos Lord. There's the tier 3 for Mamba. There's Sorcerer still down from getting chokeslammed. Rangers unable to one-shot the Heretics when they're level 2. Maybe if the Rangers were leveled up, they would be able to. Wraith Guard getting good shots in. They're vulnerable to melee though. It looks like they're trying to close in for melee. And they ran into a huge amount of trouble there. Big fight. There's a Dark Flames in the back there from the Chaos Sorcerer. Looks like Chaos Sorcerer was revived, by the way. Blastmaster gets a decent shot on the Banshees and they flee. Wraith Guard, really good choice here to help outshoot the Chaos Space Marine blobs. Look at the damage from those Wraith Cannons. It really is frightening. Good grenade as well. Those guys got kind of wrecked. Heretics getting in. Marco Zinch CSM. Very good anti-heavy infantry and anti-super heavy infantry damage. Wraith Guard are heavy. This Wraith Lord might be too far in. Is that an Eldritch? That is an Eldritch. That's a very strange place to put an Eldritch. I guess they were just desperately trying to take out the Plague Marines, but even if they did, the Dreadnought would have finished off the Wraith Lord and down it went. So easy to get your walkers, especially melee walkers, just like kind of dragged and sucked into bad positions. Land Raider Phobos on the way for Marz. Zulman, the last player to go tier 3. Looks like Skeptical got nothing out in tier 2, goes straight tier 3 and has a decent chunk of resources actually. 350 to 195. Chaos got this back and noded it. Those two Warp Spider Exarchs are still down. All three Chaos Heroes on their feet though, and Seer Council on the way for SlowStroke, who only has Rangers. Rangers all around, apparently. I don't think the mass Rangers has paid off yet. Ouch. Single Doom Bolts wrecked them. Grenade launches as well. Picked off so quickly from those bolt guns. 330 to 195. Need to be way more active with your ranger movement, I think. 2 to 1 for Chaos. They have some VPs to make up, but they are, I think, turning a corner, getting some momentum here with only these rangers to deal with. They're going to have Seer Council to deal with soon. And that will really help, because they can be aggressive, push the lines of Chaos, and give the rangers a little bit of space to maneuver and operate. 312, 195. These guys trying to flee. There's some Tzeentchian worship to infiltrate these guys. But Rangers can spot and see through that thing. If they get close enough, that is. Here's the Seer Council. A squad of Warlocks with power melee damage. Decently tough for Eldar infantry, and they have a ranged damage resistance aura. Chopping up some heretics, they get rid of them. Plague Marines in to tie up the Wraith Guard. That's smart from Zulman there. Rangers able to get, see straight away, the Rangers able to get some room to shoot there. Here's the Land Raider Phobos though. The Seer Council won't be great against this thing. And they are forced to retreat. We'll see what the Rangers can do. Trying to get shots on the heretics there. Right Dance getting some good shots in on the Phobos. Can they get the heretics out of there, because at the moment they're repairing. Yeah, looks like Ang is making the mistake of trying to target the Phobos with the Guardians there for a second. Wasn't worth. Should have just gone after the heretics with them. Right Lance almost goes down. Good grenade goes in. I guess they were looking for that. Chaos Lord is now level 4. Phobos didn't take too much damage. The repair came in pretty quick. Mamba's Dreadnought still stomping around, and they are floating a lot in tier 3. Were they waiting for a great unclean one? Well, they can get one now. Or they can get some Terminators. Or, I guess, I think maybe a great unclean one and a nuke would be better than Terminators, maybe. Although, here's an Avatar, and Terminators with Lightning Claws would make very short work of it. Although they do have some Mark of Tzeentch, don't they? A couple of Mark of Tzeentch CSM, yep. Triple cap for Chaos now. Avatar of Cain is a super unit for Eldar, limited to 1. Provides awesome buffs to infantry around it, and it's pretty devastating in combat, as you may expect. Taking big shots though from the Phobos, and here we do have some Chaos Terminators for Zulman, and Mamba also got some up. And I don't know if Rangers is going to be enough to deal with this, lads. Getting their VP back. Well, there we go. They took out a CSM model pretty quick. Seer Council on them now. They're in trouble. They're in big trouble. Being in retreat and on the ground is a really bad place to be against Eldar Seer Council. Eldritch comes in, does heavy damage and shuts down that Dreadnought. That's the Eldar nuke. And the Avatar now swinging on it should get it done. Terminators and Lightning Claws there though. Lightning Claws are scary, scary things. And those Chaos Terminators demoralize on every kill. Avatar just celebrates his kill there. Oh, those Chaos Terminators just used their teleport to get forward there. They could potentially be in a little bit of trouble. The Warp Spiders can also get Entangling Web or something to help control their movement. This Fire Prism got into all sorts of trouble moving forward there. That was probably a rally point it was trying to get to, which it shouldn't have. We do have heavy gauge Death Spinner for Skeptical. Ang does not have a weapon upgrade. Wrath of Cain coming in. Knockback damage and suppression. Can't suppress Terminators though. These guys still with their default loadout. Mamba's down to only 2 units more Chaos Terminators hit the field though. Gonna be tough for Eldar to crack this, I think. Lightning Claw Terminators are quite low. Avatar's taking massive punishment. Plague Marine's down to a single model, but he's got the missile launcher. These guys getting some XP for reviving the Chaos Sorcerer. Another Avatar and another Fire Prism. I guess those Terminators are as good as any to fight. Not sure what the Warp Spider Exarch is trying to do here. Terminator's having to teleport away. Here comes the Avatar. It's kind of alone though. Got Lightning Claw, Chaos Lord now, D-Cannon on the way for SlowStroke, but they're running out of time. The Eldar down to 86 VPs. They need to put pressure on Red Team's Natural down here. They're kind of getting sucked into this mid-fight, which Chaos is going to be superior at with all these Terminators. Does anyone have a nuke? Ang is not that far away from one. We've got Havocs now coming in for the Chaos team. That's a shrewd choice, I think. Avatar took a bunch of damage. Fire Prism trying to get some damage on those Terminators there. These guys going for an auto cannon. Banshees going in. They could do a lot of damage to Terminators, but they got absolutely wrecked by a Blastmaster shot. Holy crap, here come the Seer Council. We know what they can do against heavy and super heavy. Took out a Terminator model there. You know what? The Eldar have pushed them off the mid. I was not expecting that. I guess they have no way to reinforce those Terminators in the field or heal them. Phobos took a beating as well. And they got this, and they got the Plague Champion. 50 to 195. Can the Eldar mount a comeback here? The Warp Spiders really need to get on this VP. They need to be harassing the crap out of this thing. Both of them. Like, take turns harassing it. Or maybe even go together and really do some work. The Warp Spider Exarch of Ang is capping mid. 40 to 195. Wraithguard have been pretty awesome. Level 4 for Ang, and they have Wraithbone to self-heal. So more Wraithguard, honestly, I think would be decent here. Good against the Phobos, good against the Terminators. No sign of Entangling Web, which would be very useful against the melee Terminators. We also have Falchu's Wing for the Warlock, giving Enhance. More speed, more damage. Great to throw on the Seer Council. Can you self-target this? He says of a squad, so maybe you can't use it on heroes. Got no other war gear. Chaos Lord level 4, gonna get a revive, which I don't think will level him. But we'll give him a fair chunk. There we go. Chaos Predator on the way from Mamba. Got 2 D-Cannons to SlowStroke now. Wait, 3. One of them's off the edge of the roster. All too close together though for my liking. That really is nuke bait right there. Should have sent one on this side. Spread them out a bit more. 40 to 163. But that could be really nasty. 3 D-Cannons with 3 singularities. Ready, says Zulman. They're going to give it a go through the mid. Brute Force Chaos. Don't even consider going for the Eldar's Natural, it seems. Phobos has been repaired. Terminator's healed up. Chaos Lord already mixing it up in the mid. Immediately gets forced to retreat. Drew some fire at least, I guess. Demonic Shield thrown up in a strange location. D-Cannon just melting stuff. Here comes the Phobos, and here comes a bunch more Chaos. Fire Prism doing some good disruptive work though. Avatar acting as that linchpin to draw fire. Maybe draw some of it away from the Seer Council, but the Seer Council are taking a beating. Eldritch Storm goes in, gets the Phobos. And I think they can get it down here. Because the Fire Prisms are getting shots from long range. There's 2 Fire Prisms there for SoSkeptical. And now the Wraithguard come in to finish off the Phobos. There's an Empyrean Abyss. And SlowStroke panic retreats. I don't think the D-Cannons needed to be retreated there. I mean, they might have got models pulled into it, but I think they could have kept them in play. Just back them off a bit and wait for the nuke. Chaos Terminators are going to die, I think. Avatar. No. Did he miss? What happened there? They're still going to get got, I think. Here comes the Wailing Doom. Kills that last Terminator. Gets a decent hit on the others. Auto Cannon Havocs here. Powerful weapon. And they've got a las cannon too with Marco Zinch. 40 to 96, double cap for the Eldar, looks like. SoSkeptical gets the triple for them, did get on that natural VP. Another Chaos Predator on the way for Marz. The D-Cannon's back to the mid to set up. Avatar's been amazing, soaking up so much damage here. I don't think I've actually seen the D-Cannons use a singularity. I'm sure it has been used. I've just missed it. Chaos Lord gets the D-Cap. Guardians fleet over. Here comes the Warp Spider to take up the cap. The Avatar goes down. I believe the Avatar's death explosion causes knockback. No? Maybe. Maybe I'm thinking of the Carnifex. I'm pretty sure when the Avatar goes down, it explodes a little bit and causes some knockback. It doesn't cause any damage, just knockback. 40 to 47, single cap. Here comes another Avatar. They've got a conveyor belt of them. Red team get their natural VP back, so it's 1-to-1. Warlock trying to grab the mid. Has the Witchblade of Kernus now. Both the Warp Spiders are down. Sloppy. But I think the Warlock can get the VP and then get revived there. That'll hit level 8 from it. More Fire Prism. There's an Imperial Abyss from Mamba. But the Chaos team are beleaguered and depleted now. Gets rid of some Rangers. Did these Rangers pay off in the end? I mean, all level 3s and level 2s, they've done something. That's for sure. Wraithguard have been absolutely incredible. It's amazing how much work they've done. The Fire Prisms are pushing up. I think they should back off here. Yeah, the Phobos will get through their health so quickly. Only 500 hit points on those guys at level 1. 40 to 22 on the VPs. Last Master trying to get shots in. Wraithguard have dropped models there. See what these D-Cannons can do, eh? It's so hard to see their shots. I really wish they could fix that. There's another Eldritch. I still haven't seen a singularity. Oh, is that one over there? There we go. There's a singularity. Got some decent hits. Another Eldritch. Oh, and a nuke back there. Got one of the Fire Prisms. What an ending. 2-to-1 cap at the end for the Eldar. Gets the ending. Gets the victory, I should say. But what a frantic, nuke-ridden ending. 2 Eldritches and Imperial Abyss. That was from Zulman. Look at these heroes. Level 8 Warlock. Had a level 3 Warp Spider Exarch. Was trying to get phase armor at the end there. And a level 4 Warp Spider who was back to his feet. Level 7 Plague Champion. I think only had the Mucus Discharge. Maybe the Plague Fist and stuff would have helped get caps in the mid. Marz, Chaos Lord level 5, and a level 5 Sorcerer. Chaos Space Marines really capitulated in like mid tier 3. Surprised that they got through the Terminators so well. Seer Council were amazing, the Avatar was amazing, the Wraithguard did huge amounts of work, and I mean, the Rangers survived. They certainly did stuff. Certainly did. Maybe with some Falchu's wing buffs. And the triple D cannons. How did you guys do? Got some chunks of XP. Got some chunks of it. Wasn't the highest level game ever, but pretty damn fun, I think. Thank you for watching, guys. Big thanks to these players for getting a faction war together and sending it in. And I'll see you next time.